You're driving your car when you see a cat or dog on the side of the road. With a sinking feeling, you realize they are alone. What should you do? This is a heart-wrenching scenario for all who care about animals. After all, what if your own pet was standing there? I currently have 2 cats. Both of them came to me as strays. In fact, all the cats I've had came to me as strays in a variety of situations. So please listen to Jang Mom Animals' story today. Phoebe the Cat. We had just moved into our first home. My wife at the time already had a cat, and I used to throw its empty cat food tins out into the recycling bin outside. Coming home from work one night, a flash of fur bolted from the recycling bin. This went on for a few months until the grey and white cat no longer felt threatened by me. I felt bad for her and started leaving food and water for her. She was dirty and matted, but very appreciative of the food and affectionate towards me. The weather started to turn, and I wasn't sure if she had a warm place to sleep. I would leave the rear sliding window of my pickup truck open. On the coldest days, I left a little heater for her inside the truck cab. This went on for months, and she would wait in the driveway for me to come home from work. I would sit with her for a bit and then go inside for the night. One night I fed her as usual and set up the heater in my truck for her and went home. I had large flower pots outside my living room windows. The cat had jumped onto the pot, curled up and watched me through the window. It was snowing quite heavily and the poor cat was literally slowly being buried in snow. This was just too much for me, so I brought her in. I discovered she had an identification tattoo in her ear. I called the Humane Society and they gave me the owner's details. I also learned that her name was Phoebe. I called up the owner and told her that I had the cat. She flatly told me that her cat was sitting at home. A few minutes later, my wife called her again and said she found the cat, and the lady said she didn't own a cat. As it turns out, this woman used to live nearby and moved out, abandoning her cat in the neighborhood. After I got divorced from my wife, Phoebe stayed with me for another 15 years and was my constant companion. She passed away a few years ago and I do miss her terribly. The second stray cat that came to me was Frit. It's been about 10 years and he developed diabetes somewhere along the way, but he is still a part of my family. I work on cars as a hobby, and one day this friendly ginger came snooping around my driveway. He would just hang around and watch me. Occasionally I would share my lunch with him. He was a large cat and appeared clean and healthy, so I assumed he belonged to a neighbor. This went on all year, and he would continue to hang around my property, keeping an eye on me while I worked. If I wasn't out in the driveway, he would wait at the back door for me. Sometimes I could see him curled up under my car. And then weeks would go by without seeing him at all. Spring turned into summer, and summer into fall, and the temperatures started to drop. He continued to hang around even as the temperatures plummeted. It became obvious that he was a stray despite being very affectionate. There was little chance he would survive the bitter Canadian winter, so I decided to lock him in the garage on the coldest of days. Already owning 4 indoor cats, he might cause quite a stir amongst them. Sometimes I would keep him in the garage for weeks during cold snaps, much to his protest. When spring started to sneak up, I let him out and did not see him for about a year. One freezing day during the following winter he appeared, and part of his ear had frostbite. He looked thinner and dirtier. By then I had gone through a divorce and my ex-wife had taken 2 cats, so I now had the space and means for another mouth to feed. I seriously contemplated taking him to an animal shelter, but the chances of an adult cat being adopted were slim, and they would most likely have euthanized him. Feral cats, wild cats, stray cats. We have many names for the mysterious felines we sometimes see peeking out from under our porch or darting into abandoned buildings. Yet, most of them share a single destiny: short, difficult lives. Therefore, please rescue and help them out of their situation. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please share and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please share and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Bye.